Thank you. The co-chairs of the Interest 2015 workshop are members of the local and international organizing committees and the scientific committee, delegates and colleagues, members of the diplomatic corps, particularly the Dutch ambassador, whom I understand is here. I also noticed that the UNAIDS country director, Mike Barton, is sitting right in front. Let me recognize you. And the various other dignitaries that may be here that I have not yet identified. But I would like to thank the organizing committee as I welcome you to Zimbabwe. A lot of you have come from far away, and maybe this is your first or repeated times to coming to Zimbabwe. I can tell you, outside the scientific committee, find time to enjoy Zimbabwe. It's a good country. It's got a lot going for it. And some of you who have been here for the first time don't avoid to go to the Victoria Falls. As you know, it's a seventh wonder of the world. And you have an opportunity to go there and enjoy yourselves. So I'd like to thank the organizing committee of the 9th Interest Workshop. And I was asking, is Interest an acronym? And I was told, no, it's just the name. For inviting me to this highly acclaimed African HIV conference. I believe 8 successful interest workshops have been held in Uganda, Senegal, Zambia, Mozambique, Tanzania, and Kenya, and not one had been held here in Zimbabwe. And I think that this is very good, that you have finally selected Zimbabwe, and I'm pleased that the committee considered it appropriate this time around to hold the conference here in Zimbabwe. But I remember that when we were going to the HIV conference in Melbourne, I was in Melbourne, and I'm aware that this particular conference is dedicated to the lives of Professor Lange and Jacqueline Tongren of the Amsterdam Institute of Global Health and Development, who were tragically killed during the shooting down of the Malaysian MH17 airline over Ukraine in July 2014. So our feelings and most heartfelt condolences go to their families, colleagues, and friends, and indeed to the whole HIV and AIDS community. I'm aware that the two, Job and Jacqueline, devoted their lives to promoting HIV research, treatment, and care, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. And I know that Job's wish for many years was that interest workshop should be held in Harare in appreciation of what Zimbabwe has done in response to the epidemic. I know also that the two were big fans of arts and wanted interest to take place during the time of the world-famous Harare Festival of the Arts. But unfortunately, they are not here with us in Harare, but we are heartened that the Interest Committee has resolved to continue with the workshops as a legacy to the memory of the two. Now, your choice for Zimbabwe indeed makes us quite proud as a country, and our scientists and program managers have a chance to showcase what Zimbabwe has done over the years to address the AIDS scourge in the country. Now, we've been able to reduce the HIV prevalence in this country. From 1999, it was as high as 31%. It has come down to 15%. To me, that's still very high. But you are aware that because we now have ARVs, it won't get much lower because people are now on ARVs. They are living with the virus. So the prevalence will stay almost stagnant, but the incidence rate will definitely and are definitely coming down. And as has been said here, our strategies since that time have been 3. 3 strategies that we have used in this country to fight HIV. And the first strategy, always, and I prefer people to write this down so that they don't forget it. The first strategy that we've used is prevention. Please put it down. The second strategy we've used in this country is prevention. And the third strategy is prevention. So it has been prevention, prevention, and prevention, and in various forms. And we've used the whole country. We've mobilized the whole country. From our professors here, government, the churches, traditional leaders, the youths, the women, to make it a real movement, including our partners. And that has made us really achieve this. And on top of that, Zimbabwe has modeled itself along ways of trying to raise its own financing for HIV. And that is why today it is only one country that has got an AIDS levy. So anybody who works and is employed gainfully, we take 3% of their taxable income towards an AIDS levy. And this has helped us a lot. This year alone, we realized upward of 35 million from that AIDS levy. And then 50% of that money goes towards purchasing ARVs. It is not enough. We're also assisted, of course, by PEPFAR, by the Global Fund, and by various other partners. But essentially, we've got our own backbone, so to speak. When the chips are really down, and we hope they never get down, we will be able to say, well, we have got an HIV levy. So the ART coverage in this country has gone up to 80% in the adults, and unfortunately 60% in children. And we need to address that. Often the pediatric treatment of HIV is left behind, and that, I think, must be addressed. So we hope that you, as scientists, as you meet over the next 2.5 days or so, you'll be able to address these issues for us. As policymakers, we look up to you in a very sincere manner, that you give us advice, you give us guidance, you give us a scientific path, because whatever we do, it should be evidence-based, so that we are able to proceed with confidence. So as you research in behavior change, new medicines, new vaccines. Don't leave out traditional medicine, because it's pertinent in this part of the world. So include all those things, and then write your papers in the Lancet and other papers, so that we are able to read and your advices appropriately. So I'm aware this workshop focuses on HIV prevention, pathogenesis, and treatment of pathogens for the African continent, and offers young researchers the opportunity to present their data. The workshop size facilitates interaction and networking between participants. We look forward to the presentations at plenary sessions by renowned invited speakers. I've not been introduced to who is who here, but just from the looks of your faces, you are renowned, and I'm pleased with that. I'm also glad that I see a large contingent of Zimbabwean delegates, which will strengthen our knowledge as a country. And as you know, Zimbabwe has got a 92% literacy rate, and is the highest in Africa in terms of literacy. So we're pleased that our researchers are here, and they'll take full advantage of what is happening here. And your workshop of this magnitude and complexity is obviously a collaboration of several people and several teams. So I'd like to thank the overall conference chair, Professor Haykins, and their organizing committee, Professor James Hakim and the co-chair for his leadership, and of course the local organizing committee and the team. We're also grateful to the sponsors and partners. It's important. Always, if you don't mention that, they don't get quite pleased. They may not sponsor us next time. So we must mention that and say we really appreciate what you are doing, and continue to do that very good work for this important meeting and others that will follow. Let me welcome you all to Zimbabwe and really wish you a productive and fruitful conference over the next 3 days. I thank you.